Hi guys, this is Tony here from Metal Roos. You're about to sit down and enjoy an interview I just did um, over there, and so do like and subscribe so you can get all this straight into your streaming and into your consciousness as soon as it arrives. So enjoy the interview, and I will. Over to you, Tony. Welcome to Australia to Metal Roos. How are you going?
Hey, I'm good, thank you.
Yeah. So you're about to release a new album and come over touring with it, which is a double whammy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So the new I listened to the new album for a couple of times now, the ANIMETAL, that's coming out in April on April 11th. Fascinatingly different direction for you guys, I think. Or am I imagining that?
yeah, it's a completely different take from what we did with our past albums. Yeah, and the reason being is that we just wanted to kind of set ourselves apart from, I guess, the music industry, just to kind of like try and make our sound, our visuals, our, art, basically everything to appear more unique. So when
Mm.
someone sees, an album or an artwork or, just the band members or listens to the music, they immediately know, oh, that's Within Destruction, that's their sound, that's their image, that's, yeah,
And that's
that's
brilliant,
them.
though. And again, that's what we were just talking to Dave about earlier. Like, there's this a lot of noise in the market, right? There's a lot of things going on in the world, more so now than ever before, I think. And it's good to have that little bit of individuality to it, and be a little bit more focused to cut through that noise. And I mean, you've been going around for some time now. This is what your sixth album, right? There's
Yeah.
a lot of material flooding behind you. It's not like it's you've got a lot to look back on and to sort of feed off, I think, going forward. And
Yeah.
I, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I love the artwork for the new album, by the way. I'm not even an anime kind of person, but I was like, wow, this is really interestingly different because most metal albums, let's be honest, it's all unlegible, it's all dark, and this is so different, and I really find it quite. It's like Pokemon on acid, like for me.
Yeah, basically, yeah, yeah. You could, if at first glance you wouldn't know, it's related to music, or if it's our band, you could totally say, oh,
Yeah,
is this a video game like cover or something like that?
yeah. You can make a comic, a magazine. I'm sure there's an idea for you to sell along with the albums. You could do like a manga or anime,
Oh,
you know.
we're actually doing that. Yeah, we're
Ah,
we're making a manga out of it. Yeah, so
there you go. See, well,
good on
that
you.
it plays right into that niche because I mean your music itself is quite hard to knuckle to put in any kind of genre because and that's how I love about music like yours because you can't say, oh, is it deathcore, is it new metal, is it this, is it that? It's not really, is it? It's sort of pen picks from everything but becomes its own thing, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
exciting, you know.
That's the all the credits go to our guitarist. He's the Howie. He's the main songwriter for the band, and he's just incredible when it comes to that. Like he he just takes all the elements, all the I guess the best elements from all the other genres, and just smashes them all together. And yeah, it's somehow it turns out this a really cool product in the end. I don't know
Uh,
how he does it, but yeah, he's really good at that.
Yeah, people like that are mercurial, man. They come around once a lifetime, people like that. So when you get hold of them and you can be around them, it's very inspiring and your music is so it's quite energy. There's a lot of energy in your music. Let's be honest. It's not the kind of metal you can sit down and read a book to, right? It's there's
Yeah,
a you as soon as you put it on, you know you're listening to it. Like I put on like Demon Child. I was like, okay, you know, I'm here now. Because the first bit's a little bit kind of, hey, introduce you to the album, and then it's like push you into the wall. And I really was, hey, I was going to do some things around the house. I was listening to it, and it wouldn't let me. I had to sit down and actually listen to it. Demanded me to give it more attention, which is a bonus, right? That's wonderful,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
And it's not. I must admit, I love plays on words, and hide and seek is. I really like that track because I do love when people play around with the English language, and it sort of
yeah,
it made me
yeah.
smile.
That's our drummer came up with that one, so yeah, I have to give credits
Well,
to
there we
him for
go.
that one.
The drummer's,
Yeah.
that's he's a smart boy because it's clever.
Mm.
But is there any story in the album itself, or is it? I mean, I know it's obviously anime related, but have you built a story for the music? Is it conceptual?
So the whole album itself is not conceptual. The way I've kind of like built lyrics is maybe a bit unconventional, I guess. Usually, how I'll write lyrics or come up with a topic is I will just listen to a song that our guitarist will write. He basically just writes the whole songs with drums, with everything. It's and sends us demos, and then we, bounce back and forth. But when I have the final instrumental version, I just listen to the song and I try to find a hook or a specific part that I really like about the song, and then I just rhythmically try to find random words that fit the flow best so that I can kind of like, bounce my head to. And once I have those words or phrases, if it already kind of like sounds good or makes sense, I'll kind of use that phrase and I'll build lyrics from that phrase. So
Wow.
every song is different, lyrically different from each other, just because that's kind of like my way of writing lyrics. So it's really hard for me to, with this kind of process, to kind of like conceptualize the whole album, just because I sometimes feel like, pre-writing lyrics, having everything premeditated, and then trying to force push it into a song. It's just, I mean, it could work. People do it like that, and I'm sure they're really good at it, but it's just not my work process. And I kind of like to things to naturally happen rather than to try to, fit it into a pre-molded box already.
And I think that comes across in this album. That's what I was asking because, and your other albums, because it's all, sometimes when you listen to a vocalist and to the lyric, particularly in this more extreme and heavier genres, it feels like they are forcing themselves to be, that bit of the band, like just to jump in and be. But your stuff does feel like it flows with the rhythm of the music, a lot more. Like I really liked, and I'm going to really badly embarrass myself by saying this, but Kana Shibari, is that how you
Yeah.
pronounce that one?
Yeah, it's
Um,
a Japanese word, yeah, so
yeah,
don't
yeah.
worry
So
if you butcher it. I probably
yeah,
even I can't say it the right way.
because I wanted to say earlier to someone I was talking about it, I was like, "Oh, I'm going to say this word, but I'm going to get it wrong." But again, it's got a really nice melody to it. Even though we listen to this music that's heavy, deathcore, new metal, whatever you want to call it, there's a beautiful melody to it. There's a beautiful soulfulness to it, even though it's extreme in its format. And that's something that I look for in this kind of music. And I'm sure you do as well, because as a musician, it's easy to just make a wall of noise. We can all make a wall of noise, but having something beautiful come through is much harder. And I think you do that in a lot of this, like Cybergirl on the album
Mm,
as well. I really enjoyed that one. I could pick all of them actually; they're all amazing. But um, as an album itself, it really didn't feel. It's a long album. There's a lot of tracks on it, but it didn't feel like I was sitting all day. It seemed to fly by, and which was really lovely because you sort of like, oh, when's the next one? When's the next one? It was just so I have to go back and listen to it another deep dive again before I can really appreciate it. 'Cause so much
yeah,
going on,
thank
my
you.
friend. So much going on. Yeah,
I'm
and
glad it
and
feels that way. Yeah.
oh, it does. I love it. And again, that's the kind of music that my generation, particularly, and some of us love. We just love the music to be with us, not to just be elevator. You know what I mean? Like it's art.
Mm.
You don't sit in front of a great art painting and just go, "Oh yeah, that's Van Gogh," and then walk off. You should look at it, think deeply, and the same with this music. And live, I'm sure you're going to be absolutely amazing. Because when was the last time you out here?
Oh, to be quite honest, I don't actually
Yeah,
remember. I'm
it's
really
some
bad
time, right?
with dates. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Because you're doing Japan and Europe, aren't you? And then and then you've got here, and it's in April. So you've got oh, sorry, yeah, you've got the third, fourth, and fifth. So a quick flying visit
yeah,
um, to our shores, but I'm sure it's going to be absolutely cracking because, again, we don't, as I was saying earlier, like we get a lot of bands here now, but we didn't for a long time. And so even pre-COVID, it was a bit of a dry place for big bands, particularly like yours, big international acts that come in. So it would be really lovely to see you banging at your very vibrant
yeah,
and and loud stage show, I'm sure.
yeah. We're really excited to come back. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a great audience here. I keep saying this. I've lived in this country for 30 years. I'm from London originally. And the audiences here don't compare to anywhere else in the world. I think they really know how to embrace the live scene, particularly.
mm,
Australians are really good like that. So I think you're gonna get a lot out of it. I mean, this is
yeah.
it's a quick visit. It's a big country and a quick visit, but hopefully you
It
get some
is.
time
Yeah,
to see it. Hope you get some
yeah.
rest.
Hopefully, yeah. It would.
Hopefully,
That would
fingers
be
crossed.
really nice. Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Oh yeah, yeah. So, are you going to be playing predominantly the new album, or are you going to be bringing older stuff through with it?
Yeah, so the benefit of having a headlining set is that we're able to put in all the songs from, or actually the songs that we have already released in the set, and so the new songs, and we're also gonna be packing in the old songs from the old albums. So it's kind of gonna be a mesh of basically our whole discography. And yeah,
Wow,
I think that's gonna be really cool because we have a lot of old fans who prefer the more older, heavier sound, and we also want to introduce them to the new sound with our new album. And also we have people who enjoy our newer music, so it's kind of gonna be bits and pieces for every person to enjoy. So yeah, we're
wonderful,
really stoked about that.
wonderful, and that's what you want from particularly. You've got to enjoy playing it yourself, but at the same time, the audience. It's very difficult. I mean, I would hate to have to go from six albums. Oh, I'll play this. What do we do that one? If we don't do that one, I really want to play that one. And you've got a good tour with you. You've got It Distant are playing with you, aren't they? Which is interesting because they've never been here. So
Yep, yep,
that's going
it's
to be
the
good for
first time.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be good for
Oh
them
yeah.
because I've only heard them bits and pieces, like again on albums. I've never seen them live, so it'll be fascinating to see how they go. That's a
Oh
great
yeah, they're
lineup.
really, really good. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
definitely a band to see live. I
and
really
that
enjoy their live shows.
yeah, and that's where it all begins, isn't it? That's where it all should be. Even though we love to sell millions of albums and it's all digital and product, but at the end of the day, it's that hour and a half on the stage that is what you did it for originally. Right? It's what you originally what you aim to be, right? And I think,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, and I think that's what's the wonderfulness about live music, particularly in our genres, because you don't see fans twiddling their thumbs or nodding away. They get into it, right? They get into it,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
that's good energy for you.
And there's also that's just my personal opinion, but the I feel like the market is really oversaturated, so
Mm,
it's really hard to find something unique that really, I don't know, that you really find interesting or that you really vibe with. So personally, how I find new bands is just from live shows. I see
yes,
something, I hear it live, and it strikes a chord with me, and then I'll go check it out online and listen to that song that made me feel that way, and then I'll check out the rest of the songs. It's the other way around just doesn't work for me. Just I don't know, scroll through my library or
mm,
Apple Music online and just trying to force myself and to find something that I like. I just find new bands through, we're a touring band, so we see a lot of live
Wonderful.
performances. So yeah,
Uh,
that's how I find new music.
And that's how I used to always do it. As a young boy, I'm a lot older now, I'm a lot old man now, but when I was younger, I'd always go, if someone mentioned a band to me, like a classic example is like Iron Maiden, right? When I first heard Iron Maiden when I was like 10 years old, I I I wanted to hear the live album first. Like, and they only had one rough live sort of thing. It was like a bootleg. My brother had it. And I remember just thinking, if they can do this live, imagine what they can do in the studio. That's how I always looked at it. And obviously different these days because as you said, it's oversaturated. You, you don't have to spend a lot of money to have a full catalogue of albums. Um, but you're right, it's very hard to find unique sound. Uh, and I like that your album, this new one, I love the uniqueness of it, that it's different to other stuff, which is brave. It's brave for artists to do that in this day and age, and I think it's something that should be applauded because you're following your own path, not someone else's.
Yeah,
And
I
I
feel like we're
really,
being
yeah,
more
yeah,
authentic to ourselves rather than to just, oh, this I don't know, this music works. Let's just keep on making the same thing over and over again just
yeah,
because, we see people spotting reaction and not really caring if what we're putting out there, what we're writing actually is a thing that we want to do ourselves. So
yeah.
I think once you reach a certain point, it's for your own sanity and for your own enjoyment, it's more important to write something, create something that, means something to you and you want to do rather than the other way around. Because, yeah, it's just that's the point of being an artist, I guess.
No, exactly right. And when you play it live, you don't want to be going through the numbers. You don't want to be going through the routine because the audience knows you're doing that. But if you go to the stage with a passion because you love what you've written and you're really proud of it, and you're going to take it out there to the world, I think that adds more to your credibility and to your own enjoyment than just writing another, million ACDC songs or something. You know what I mean? It's like you're going out there and doing something different. And I said, Animetal is one of those albums that I think will be a cornerstone for your catalog, like because it feels like a turning point. And I think and I'm really keen. I know hasn't come out yet, but I'm really keen to see what comes next because it'd be really interesting to see where you follow on from this as an album, you know?
Yeah, I think I do as well.
Yeah, good. And that's what we want to hear. That's what all the audiences want to hear. It just
Yeah.
means that then, our favorite bands will come along, they make great art, and then we can go, well, what's coming next? What
Mm.
is there? What's around the corner? What can be even better than this? And that's always a joyful moment when you suddenly look at your inbox and there's a new album out and you go, oh, is it the same as? Is it going to be better? Like it always is. And most of the time it is. Let's be honest. Most of the time it is better. But yeah. Well, I mean, thanks for chatting. I know that you've got a lot to do, a lot to get ready, lots of people to talk to because this album comes out soon. So um, I hope that you enjoy the tour over here. I'll see you in Sydney, and I hope that the European tour and the Japanese tour goes well as well.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
No worries. Thank you. No, thank you. It was a brilliant album. I really loved it. I appreciate it greatly. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye for now. Bye for now.